Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar featuring our Optical Shop Performance Dashboard. It's great to have you with us this afternoon. I'm Lori Blandford, the Marketing Manager here at Dunn Solutions Group, and today's presenter will be Brent Larson, and he is our Senior Project Lead on our budgeting and planning projects as well as our Optical Shop Performance Dashboard projects. Okay, we're going to take a look at what we will be presenting today. I'm going to begin with a very brief overview of Dunn Solutions Group, and then I'm going to turn the presentation over to Brent. He's going to give an overview of what exactly the Optical Shop Performance Dashboard is and what it does. He will provide a demo of the product, and then finally we'll conclude with a Q&A. If you do happen to have any questions during today's presentation, please feel free to submit them via the question box in your GoToWebinar dashboard on the right-hand side of your screen. Okay. Dunn Solutions Group was founded over 24 years ago. We are a full-service IT consulting firm. We design, deliver, and develop a wide range of technology solutions using today's most advanced tools, and we deliver solutions worldwide with offices in Chicago, Minneapolis, Raleigh, and Bangalore, India. Our offerings fall into three practice areas: application development solutions. These include custom app development, mobile app development, e-commerce, portals, and web design. Business intelligence solutions. These include end-to-end BI solutions, dashboards, databases, reporting and analytics, mobility, and other advanced BI capabilities. And finally, package solutions, including the Optical Shop Performance Dashboard. And these are software and services offerings for specific verticals or unique needs. In addition, we do offer training solutions that include classroom, virtual, on-site, and custom training programs. Our clients include some of the biggest names in American business and many mid-market companies, as well as a large number of government agencies and nonprofits. And you can take a look at a few of those companies listed here. To offer our clients the most advanced solutions possible, we maintain close partnerships with industry-leading technology companies. Those include Microsoft, IBM, and SAP Business Objects. Our partnership with SAP is one of our strongest and most important. We are an SAP Gold partner and have been a top-level partner for over 18 years now. We utilize the full analytics suite in our solutions, and we offer comprehensive SAP training at authorized training centers in Raleigh, Minneapolis, and St. Louis. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Brent Larson, and I think you're really going to enjoy the look at the product. Okay, again, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Lori. As Lori mentioned, we're going to talk about Optical Shop Performance Dashboard. Optical Shop Performance Dashboard is designed for retail eye care practices that have a retail aspect as well as the services or doctor-based aspect to the business. It is a packaged solution that links your retail systems to an easy-to-understand reports and analysis dashboards. So you can completely do complex reporting or quick graphical dashboard views into your data that is relevant to your particular location. What we've done is we've predefined key performance indicators that allow a optical shop to see quality measures, financial measures, as well as top sales for products and different things like that. As you'll see in the demonstration, we have some dashboards to show that highlight those KPIs. I'll go into more detail on those KPIs in a minute, but those have been defined through our experience in this line as well as experience with other industries as well. But the key thing to remember here is that we're trying to get data that you need to you quickly and accurately. And by using a predefined solution, a packaged solution such as the Optical Shop Performance Dashboard, it allows the organization to have access to data and have access to reports in a much more timely and quick fashion. a little more detail on the Optical Shop Performance Dashboard, some of the features that are included in the product are starter dashboards like we talked about before. Some of those include an overview, inventory, different types of procedures, quality, finance, revenue models, things like that. That allows you to graphically, quickly see different aspects of your business that either is overperforming, underperforming, or average performance, as well as link to detailed data within those same categories. We're also including dashboard components. So those dashboard components are single or multi-value visualizations that you can combine to create a customized look at your data. So as you can see at the bottom of our presentation here, we have a little pie chart that shows us the different types of lenses in our Tampa location that we're selling. That would be an example of a dashboard component that can be combined with other components to create a customized view into what I'm specifically looking at for my reporting requirements. In addition, you're not only getting dashboards, you're getting supporting detailed reports. So if I want to drill down and see exactly what the gold classic lenses are that I'm selling, I can do that. I can click on a button and a report will pop up that will have that detailed analysis that is more suited to be in a report rather than that graphical visual dashboard. You're also getting the ad hoc reporting capability to create ad hoc reports that are not necessarily packaged with the solution, but nonetheless important to your organization. The reason why that is available is because this is all built on top of a tool that allows for ease of reporting, and that's SAP Business Objects Solutions 4.0. So we're utilizing the Business Objects stack to create reports, dashboards for you. In addition to the reporting capabilities, you're also receiving a supporting data mart, so a database that has all of the defined tables and fields and calculations and rules that you need to perform the analysis, as well as an ETL process, an extraction, transform, and load process into your data mart from your particular retail system or optical shop management system. Finally, the tool itself obviously needs to be installed, configured, and customized, and therefore that is also part of the Optical Shop Performance Dashboard package. Consultants would be available to install, configure, and then perform any customization that's needed. As you'll see with our dashboard examples, they are generic and set up with our Optical Shop logo, but they could be customized to meet the needs of other customers. So I'd like to move on to a little bit of the architecture of the solution. And what we're looking at here is a diagram that shows us we could take data from multiple sources over on the left-hand side of the screen. Tables, maybe another database, maybe another data mart. We could go right from your ERP systems and your source systems and pull that data into our model as well as external data as needed. We're using a tool in SAP Business Objects called Data Services to load the data from your source systems into our data warehouse or our data mart, which can sit in SQL Server, Sybase, or one of the other data bases. We've defined a star schema for our data warehouse. It comes with defined tables. We've defined tables and fields. If there is no data in your source system to support those fields, that is not a problem. We will work with that. But what we're basically doing is mapping, using data services to map your source systems into our database design. Once we have our data warehouse and our data marts built, on top of those sit what's called a universe in Business Objects. A universe is the semantic layer that basically transforms your data mart into a user-friendly reporting interface. All of the SQL that is generated for reporting is defined at the universe level. So an end user creating reports or viewing dashboards doesn't have to know any SQL, doesn't have to know the underlying data structure. They just have to know to pull, I want to see revenue for lenses for my regions by time. So we're basically transforming the technical underlying data mart into something that is user-friendly, finally, for our visualizations at the end, which can be reports, dashboards, etc. So that's kind of the technical solution architecture of the tool. Let's talk a little bit more about that here, where we're going to use Data Integrator and Data Services to load that data into into the data mart, and then use business objects for all of our reporting needs. The reports and dashboards have been defined within business objects and within the tool itself to provide you with that view into our star schema, into our database, into our data mart. By utilizing business objects and utilizing that tool set, you're getting something that's not contained to what is provided up front. You're getting a tool that's expandable, something that can be grown into, something that you can utilize in multiple facets of your organization, as well as the predefined Optical Shop reports and dashboards. A little bit about the key performance indicators and the different categories we try to break the data down into. What we're looking at here is a pie that splits out into 5 major categories. What types of data we're looking at. And what we'll see is the first one listed is revenue. Obviously, every organization is looking at revenue and looking at how revenue is tracked and is trending and whatnot. So we're looking at revenue. We're looking at customer service measures. Very important for a retail optical shop environment. Obviously, if I was offended by a worker at a shop, I might not go back to that shop. I want to make sure that the customer service level is high and ensure that we'll get that repeat business. I'm going to also take a look at marketing events and see how those marketing events are being tracked and if they're being converted into sales and finally into revenue. So by looking at marketing, customer service, we can see how those impact revenue and sales. I've been talking a little bit about sales. Obviously, that's going to be one of the categories that we look at. The sales category is where I'm tracking what products are my top sellers, which locations are doing better business than another location. Am I selling enough accessories to justify a line extension within my optical shop? It's obviously important to sell frames and sell lenses and whatnot, but it's also important to sell those add-ons, those extras that usually have a higher margin and drive that revenue number. So I want to break that down into a little more detail. And finally, quality. Quality doesn't just relate to the quality of the product that's going out the door. It's also the quality of the doctors if they're doing eye exams in your shop. How many people have to come back and get rechecked? How many different bits of rework do we need to do in our laboratory? Do people come back because their prescriptions aren't exactly what they thought? Is that a factor of the quality of the prescription, or is it a quality of the quality of the product manufactured? So there's a lot that goes into quality, and those quality numbers really drive those sales and revenue numbers as well. If I have to do a lot of rework and have a lot of returns, it's going to be something that does need to be looked at. Drilling down into some details of these different 5 categories, we can see that, I just talked about quality control. Obviously, quality control applies to all aspects of our business. It can be quality of interactions with employees. It could be quality of the product that we're pulling in. It could could be the quality of our work product, how we're working to build those lenses and whatnot in our labs. So that's a little bit more detail there. I'll get into some more detail in a minute. Revenue, doctor productivity revenue. How much does each doctor produce in revenue for each location? Obviously, I want high-performing individuals working at my stores. I don't want low-performing individuals working at my stores, so I need to track that. I need to see how that works. I need to see which stores are the most productive revenue-wise. Obviously, if one store is lagging behind, maybe there needs to be some changes that happen there. Revenue by payment type. Who's paying? Is it an insurance payment? Is it a customer 100% payment? Is it a partial pay? What revenue streams are driven by those payers? Do I get more revenue from self-pay? Probably. Do I get less revenue from a particular type of insurance? How does that work? I need to take a look at that. Revenue by product and customer is obviously important too. Customer service, customer satisfaction. When we start to look into this category, we're going to start to see things such as customer service, the quality of the service of the doctor staff. Did you have to wait a long time? How long were wait times? How long did it take for the lab to create fill my prescription for my glasses? All of those different customer service metrics are captured in our product. Marketing, again, very important to take a look at marketing and see how well is a promotion doing. How is that promotion contributing to my bottom line? Is that promotion positively impacting sales, positively impacting revenue, or is that promotion actually costing us money? How many customer referrals do I have from different locations, different doctors? Who knows? I want to see how that works. Marketing demographics within my store. If I'm tracking demographical information for my customers, it might be that I want to do some analysis on my marketing to different demographic groups and see if, around school time, it's very important to market to parents of school-age children. A lot of kids will go get their eyes tested and have to go get glasses right around the beginning of school. It's very important to do that. In December, when all of the flexible spending goes away, maybe it's important to send out a mass email to pretty much everyone at that point in time. Who knows? Let's take a look at some of those marketing metrics and see what the impact is. And obviously for sales, we have same store comparative sales, service sales versus product sales, accessory sales, as I said before, versus non-accessory sales, and then add-on sales. Do my sales reps, do my sales folks on the store floor, are they trying to get those upsell items which help increase the bottom line? And finally, as we start to drill down more and more and more, okay, what you'll see is some even more detail into our different KPIs and different metrics. We will support total revenue by exams performed by each doctor. If I have 10 exams scheduled for one day, I can see how much revenue is generated from those exams. And by revenue generation, I'm not just talking about how much they pay for that exam. I'm talking about maybe there's a doctor who everyone who they see buys products from that store afterwards, and there's revenue associated with that. And that's very important if that can be tracked. Because that doctor is obviously doing something right for your business. While they're doing their examination, they're somehow subtly getting the customer to purchase something else. So you have to start looking at those items and see, you know what, that doctor's really getting us a lot of add-on sales after the appointments, even for folks who might not need a prescription. Maybe they're doing a great job of talking about how sun damages the eyes, and I need to find out how they're getting those people to buy those expensive sunglasses every time they walk out of an appointment. So you can track things like that. Total revenue generated when a patient buys a product prescribed by a doctor? How profitable is it each time they write a prescription? That's important to do too. Revenue and productivity, rework rate, how much is product is returned versus correction, how much is due to prescription error, how much is due to lab error, as I said before. Very important to track that information. If my lab is underperforming, that's a big deal. If they have to do a lot of rework, that's a lot of cost. Obviously, write off some bad debts by patient, by payer type, things like that. Number of payments that are outstanding from insurance companies versus closed payments. All of this is very important. As we look at different revenue streams, maybe we can combine it with that demographic information. Maybe we see that younger people buy more product and produce more revenue. They buy more expensive frames than older people. Maybe men buy more fashionable, expensive frames than women. Who knows? But that's something that if you're tracking that information in your store systems, which I'm sure you are, it can be pulled out through this tool. A very important one here is revenue generated by payer and margin contribution by payer. How important is it to know if I'm getting a bunch of people who have XYZ type of insurance coming into my store and my margins are low because I have negotiated rates with those people? I want to know that. I want to know how much I make off of, how much money I can generate off of a self-pay versus insurance. Very important. Same thing when we start looking at sales down here. So you can see that we have high categories, 5 major categories, then some lower categories, and then finally we have our drilled down detailed metrics that really show us, you know, what are we looking at when we're looking at our data? What is going to be displayed on our dashboards? Well, we're going to see revenue by doctor. We're going to see revenue by whatever. We're going to see number of prescriptions. We're going to see rework rate. All of these low-level metrics are what is being shown on our dashboards. One important thing to remember here is that you're getting a platform, a trusted platform that is being used not only in the Optical Shop, you're using SAP Business Objects 4.0 to produce these reports. It's a business intelligence platform that allows you to do query, reporting, analysis, and it really allows you to do so much with your data that you're getting a quick start, kind of a jump start into a full-fledged business intelligence environment. And by coupling with Done Solutions Group, you can have different types of delivery, and we can be your strategic partner here to get that information out there. Not only will we implement the Optical Shop, but in the future we can help it grow and do other things, maybe with the cloud, mobile, and different types of services. Okay, so let's get into the demonstration here of the dashboards. When I look at this dashboard, it's going to pop up. This is built using SAP Business Objects Dashboard Designer. Dashboard Designer is a tool that is used to be called Excelsius. It makes flash files that, as you can see here, this one is embedded right into a PowerPoint slide. You can embed these into PowerPoint. They can be a web page, different methods of viewing the data. You can even have these be exported into a PDF file. As you can see, it's an interactive dashboard. So as I click around on the top here, you'll see the data change as they go from sales to revenue. Okay. This dashboard shows me my sales trend by calendar year, okay, for products, services, and a total. If I want to get rid of total, I get rid of total. If I can get my mouse to click on it, there we go. I get rid of total, and now I can see my services versus product sales for all stores. And I can see, you know, wow, look at this. Why is it that in December we're not doing much services, but boy, oh boy, are we selling a lot of product? Well, as I mentioned before, that's when all of those flexible spending accounts have to be used up by. So maybe people are coming in and buying a heck of a lot of contact lenses to utilize all of their flexible spending amounts. And then October, November timeframe, September timeframe, there's a big spike in services. Why would that be? Well, now that I think about it, school start day? Most schools either do an eye test for younger children, or teachers might send a little note home saying so-and-so is having a little problem seeing the board, so they come in and get their eyes checked. Important to see trends over time, important to see these items. We're tracking everything over time, so all of those metrics and KPIs that I mentioned before are all tracked over time. And then we can also take a look at things broken out within the groups. So as I look down at the bottom here, I see my different product categories. This is for my actual hard product I'm selling at the retail location, not a service, not an appointment, not an eye checkup, but an actual hard product. And here I see frames, lenses, contacts, sunglasses, accessories. So I see my breakout sales. And I see, you know what, sunglasses 10%, it's okay. My frames are only 40%. I'm selling a lot of frames, but I'm not selling a lot of lenses. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Maybe I need to drill down further and see. But it gives you a breakout there. And then over here for services, we can see that 70% of our services are derived from eye exams, 20% from fittings, and 10% just from different customer service activities that could possibly be required. In addition to all of that information, right here on the same screen, I have my top 10 products and bottom 10 products for sales. And because I'm on the sales tab, that is what I'm seeing here. So I can see my different frames. When I click on the bottom button, I see, oh, look at that, I have some low sales. So I can see that. I can also click on revenue. How much revenue does it generate? How much margin is there on these products? What's my margin percent? So when I take a look at my revenue here, I see that these coach frames are $2. And where are coach frames over here in my sales? I don't know. Maybe I have to take a look at this and see where coach frames are. Wow, I'm selling those for $130, yet my revenue on them is only $2. Well, there's something wacky with that information. Now you'll notice what I did here is I changed my focus on this report. I didn't sort by sales anymore. I sorted by product name because I wanted to see coach frames. So as I start to do this, you can see how you can interact with the data more and more and more. Okay. So I'll go back over to my revenue, and I'll go to my bottom 10. And boy, there are those coach frames, my worst revenue performing item. That's not good. As I look at my revenue stream by product category, look at that. Accessory revenue is horrible. It's 2.3%. I would have thought that my revenues from those accessory sales, those add-on sales, those things like the lens cleaners and stuff, would have been a lot higher. Maybe I have a pricing problem. So it allows you to take a look into different things like that. Okay. Up at the top here, you have your same type of chart. This really should be more of a flat line, you would think, as far as revenue goes. I don't know why revenue dips in August and July. Actually, now that you think about it, maybe you do, because that might be where you're doing a lot of rework. So there's a lot of revenue lost during that time frame. Who knows? And then I can see my margin percentages here. Obviously, these dashboards can be customized for your location. If you're in one state, you obviously wouldn't have any state selection here, but in this case, we have some different state selections for Minnesota and Wisconsin locations. We have cities within those states, so if I pick a state, I'll see my cities here. And then when I pick my cities, I can see my stores. So these can be customized however you need to see it. We'll go on to the next example. My next example is a productivity dashboard. And in this case, I'm going to go to my stores tab up at the top. You can see I have different productivity analysis here for stores versus doctor. And what you'll see is you'll see a listing of all of my stores with a traffic lighted button next to it. So I know that this one is coming in at a certain percentage of productivity. I know it's probably bad because it's in red. It gives me a little breakout of my reworks. All of this is defined in this example as rework and returns. And I see that we have 20% rework, 49% returns, 28% rework, 42% returns. Combine all that together, I get a total store productivity based upon whatever my store counts productivity as 20%. And this is really store productivity based more on more things than just these items, but these are the items I want to focus on. I can also see my monthly productivity by store, and I can see a lot of different things here. If I want, I can make this chart a lot less complex, and I can just focus on frames or rework, let's say. And I can see that I do a lot of frame rework in July, and a lot in October, but I don't do a whole heck of a lot in September, probably because people are buying their frames in September and then getting them readjusted and whatnot in October. But you can utilize the controls on these charts to take a look at different things. Let's take a look at returns. I just click on some buttons, and now my chart is showing me all my returns. And oh boy, this store has a big problem with returns in October. It looks like 91% of my items are getting returned. Ooh. And as you can see, as I scroll over the bar, I see more detail on that item. In addition here, it tells me a little bit about the store. So if I'm not really familiar with what store one is, I could just look here and it says that the store manager is John Smith and the number of employees is 8, so on and so forth. Click on a different store. I'll click on one of these guys, and I see, wow, there's some more information of Brandon Lee and so on and so forth. And there's a 46% productivity on this one. That's yellow. So we can go from there. If I flip over to the doctors tab, you'll see that right now I don't have a doctor selected, but I'll take this Adam Pate, okay, and I take a look at his productivity rate. Okay, how many patients did they see? How many prescriptions did they write? How much rework did they have? How many corrections did they have to come back for? And then that is all calculated into percentages, and it tells me if they're doing a good job or not. And I could see that in my traffic lighting over here based upon thresholds that are defined by each organization. In this case, I could see that, hey, we saw 55 patients. Now, what this tells me is that of those 55 patients, 50 of them needed a prescription, and only 5 did not. He's seeing 55 people. That's pretty good in this month. But maybe I need to see, compare it to some other doctors. Let me go to this guy. Whoa, this guy saw 79 patients this month. So this doctor is really pushing through and seeing more and more people. Is that good? I don't know. I'd have to go look at the revenue items and see if maybe that's producing more revenue. I'm sure that it is. The more people I see, more patients I see, more revenue I can generate. I can also see their prescription and rework rate. You know, in this case, I have 71 prescriptions. Only 15 of them needed corrections. Well, that's a lot better than 50 prescriptions where 16 needed corrections. So maybe I need to get Adam and Adrian talking to figure out what's going on. Why do so many people come back with headaches after they've tried their prescription when you're the one giving them their exam? Okay. This person, Al Crow, is only part-time, so he's only seeing 21 patients, and Al Wojcik here is seeing 69. So interactivity, seeing this, down at the bottom of the chart, form, we have a chart that shows productivity by doctor by month. Again, just like the other chart, I can start to make this look however I want it to look, so I can see the data that I need to see. Everything is about visualizations here with this dashboard. I'm trying to visualize as quickly as possible what areas I need to take a look at. Okay, and we're going to take a look at the questions now. If you have any questions, please let us know. If you'd like more information, please contact info@dunsolutions.com or visit our website at www.dunsolutions.com. And there is a section for products, I believe, and in there is the Optical Shop. Okay, I'm going to take a look for questions. Okay, here's a question. It is about the sources of data. Is there a limit on the number of data sources that you can have that go into the Optical Shop Performance Dashboard? And the easy answer to that is that there is not, but the more difficult answer is that you probably don't need a lot of systems feeding into this model, because it's really coming from information that your store is generating. So a lot of your point of sales information in your medical system will have this information, so you don't have to pull data from a bunch of different systems to feed this data model. Now, because you're using business objects and you're using an open system, you can add data sources in the future if need be. Okay, another question asked about the cost of this solution. And if you're interested in more details, including the pricing and whatnot, that is where the email and website is beneficial. Okay. All right, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to attend our webinar. Appreciate your focus and cooperation. And if you need any information, please contact us in the future. Thank you so much.